wish I had radium poisoning or something awful, and then I wouldn't ruin him.
Who's this you're ruining, Hazel?
Wallace, Mr. Cook.
Oh, him. Have another egg.
Enoch, listen, he thinks I've helped him become a great journalist, and they're going to give him a bonus. Mr. Stone is a bonus.
It's coming out of the $10,000 they owe me. If I'm not complaining, why should he worry?
He thinks I've helped him, and it makes him feel bad. Oh, I can't stand it. You know what'll happen when they find out I'm a horrible, good-for-nothing thing? They'll blame him, everybody. They'll just burn down the newspaper, and the mayor, he'll have Wally lynched. You just wait and see. Oh, Enoch, why did you let me come to New York? You were only as honest as you look.
Nothing Sacred from 1937 keeps circling one blunt contradiction. Appearances are persuasive and sincerity is often something people decide to believe because they like the look of it. The film sets the fictional town of Warsaw, Vermont against New York City, not as innocence versus corruption, but as two different styles of cynicism. It's preoccupied with mortality, and how quickly a private life becomes a public object once a deadline is attached to it. One of the most cynical of Screwballs, the subject is heavy, but the tone is always light. It questions sincerity and sympathy. If sympathy can be staged, does it mean that all feeling is fake? Or does it simply reveal how badly people want permission to feel something and to look honourable while they're feeling it? Hello, I'm Shane, and this is Take 55, a channel for short essays about cinema. These aren't reviews, they're focused observations looking at the undercurrents and recurring motifs that give films their bite. So if you've seen Nothing Sacred before, hopefully I'll give you a reason to revisit it, and if you haven't, hopefully you'll seek it out. This is the second film of Season 2, focusing on screwball comedy, and they don't come much more acidic than Nothing Sacred. Written by the celebrated newspaperman turned scriptwriter Ben Hecht, the film follows Wally Cook, played by Fredric March, a disgraced reporter looking to reinstate his reputation with a human interest story that could put him back on top. Forced to write obituaries, he hears about Hazel Flagg, played by Carole Lombard.
Look at this.
What's that?
Poor little working girl, doomed to death from radium poisoning.
We've covered it.
Covered it. You're getting old, Oliver. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines on Hazel Flagg. A poor little kid with a few months to live at the outside. Doomed. Death staring her in the face. What does she feel? What does she think? Radium eating away her bones.
Don't shout at me.
Listen, Oliver, there's a story in this kid that ought to tear your heart out. Where is it? Why hasn't the Star got it? I'll tell you.
When Wally gets wind of Hazel's condition, death suddenly turns from a final resting place into a ladder of opportunity. Wally brings Hazel to New York, and the paper turns her into an event. She's a headline with a heartbeat. A public occasion that people can gather around and feel decent about. The film opens with New York described as a place where the slickers and the know-it-alls peddle gold bricks to each other. And that's the atmosphere. Everyone thinks they're too knowing to be fooled, which is exactly why they're easy to sell to. The paper is the Morning Star, run by the editor Oliver Stone, played by Walter Connolly. No relation to the famous filmmaker, although he's just as committed to shaping reality. In Stone's world, truth is slow and sentiment sells, which means Hazel's story isn't simply reported, it's built.
27 halls of learning and culture. 27 arenas of art. To be known as the Morning Star Temple.
And the film even suggests that culture is built the same way. The Morning Star Temple, the grift mooted at the beginning of the film, looks curiously ancient and oddly out of place. Its talk of 27 halls of culture and learning is presented as something impossibly dense, like an M.C. Escher drawing folding back on itself. It has the feel of civic virtuous set decoration, a promise of enlightenment designed mainly to be seen. Once Hazel is in the city, everything around her becomes staging. The photographs, the tributes, the forced solemnity, the sense that anything can be a commodity provided you arrange the lighting and print the right words underneath it. Hazel's transformation happens almost instantly, and the film keeps showing it as an optical trick. The photographs that circulate in the papers aren't simple Hazel Flagg from Vermont. They're of the glamorous and assured Carole Lombard, the movie star, the kind of image that arrives prefabricated with persuasion. Around that image, the Morning Star builds a whole little theatre of sympathy. A poet writes doggerel verse. Bouquets swallow faces. Memorial solemnity is treated like pageantry and it's a running gag. People are literally blocked by flowers, tree trunks, bits of scenery. Faces disappear behind set dressing and props as if the film is telling you what the story is doing. The person is being crowded out by the decorations. Dr. Enoch Downer, played by Charles Winninger, is Hazel's boozy family doctor, more uncle than physician, and he's one of the film's great engines of mischief. Although he realizes early on that he misdiagnosed Hazel, Downer keeps the whole thing wobbling along anyway.
From New York, eh?
Yep.
You know what I think, young fella? I think you're a newspaper man. I can smell him. I've always been able to smell him. Excuse me while I open the window.
He's been nursing a 20-year-old grudge against the Morning Star, and he enjoys the idea of the paper swallowing the lie, making a meal out of his mistake. And that's screwball logic in its purest form. One error, one grudge, and suddenly a small-town situation becomes city-wide theatre. When Hazel is hungover, the city solemnity goes into overdrive, thinking she hasn't long to live. Dr. Downer's cure is literally to get her to suck eggs. And that's the joke. Once the story is rolling, any tiny detail can be treated like evidence. The smallest thing becomes a sign. The script understands how quickly the human mind starts attaching importance when it wants a narrative to hold. And for all the talk of newspapers using people, nothing sacred is too sharp to make Hazel passive. Carole Lombard plays her as brisk, amused, and slightly exasperated by the roles everyone keeps trying to dress her in, namely saint, mascot, doomed girl, and public property. Hazel understands performance because she's living inside it.
How about you, sailor? Anything you care to say as we go into action?
Oh, I'm going to have a marvelous time. Whatever happens afterwards, I mean about the convulsions and all that, I'm going to have fun first. I am.
Well, if that doesn't make them cry, nothing will.
Cry? Why should they cry?
Because you're the bravest kid that ever lived. There's no fake about it this time.
He thinks he's the operator. He's the one shaping the situation. But the film keeps showing us how he's being shaped in return. And time is the invisible co-star here. Warsaw, Vermont is owned by the Paragon Watch Company, and that detail feels like a wink. We watch time, we kill time, we take our time, we even make time. Hazel's supposed illness is the clock that everyone stares at, and the city loves the clock because it makes the story feel urgent.
So what the devil is there better to life than we've got? A handful of perfect hours. That's all the luckiest ever get out of it. Just a handful of hours to save and remember.
In another film, it would be pure tenderness, but here it has a double edge. It's true, and it's also usable. The hours are limited, so people start behaving as if they're priceless. Even what they're really doing is treating those people like souvenirs. And it keeps returning to the blunt contradiction from the start. Appearances are persuasive. Not just because people are shallow, but because they give people a script. They tell them what to feel and how to display that feeling back to the world. Next time on Take 55, we step into the world of Bringing Up Baby from 1938, where scientific order meets absurd logic and everything stops making sense. If you enjoyed this episode, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and stay with me for more comedies that move fast and leave a sting behind. This is Take 55, and that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.